And a good day to everybody. J7409 here with you with the weather today. And of course, my name you know, and this news you certainly can use. Yes, it's cold. I've harped a lot on how cold it is, but I want to tell everyone up north, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio, everybody up there in Michigan, hang on. I have some good news. Before another Arctic blast comes, hang in there until Friday, and by Saturday and Sunday, you guys should have a tremendous warm up before we get another Arctic blast. Now, on this map, I want you to pay attention. I've told you before, but I'm going to tell you again. The blue lines you see, that's the cold air. The red lines you see is the warmer air. Now, one place in particular where it's so cold, we know Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, northern Indiana, over into Ohio and northern Ohio, clipping Virginia, you are being encapsulated by the air that is coming down at this time, all the way across. You see that? You're not in between these little lines. You're getting the full blast of it. Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, Ohio, northern Ohio, right on up. You guys are getting the brunt of it. Now, by tomorrow, it's going to move closer over to New York and then on up and out. But then we should have some warming to happen. So, see, these lines are pretty tight together, holding this cold together. Yeah, it's cold at my house over here this morning. Cold at my house this morning, too. Nothing compared to what you guys are going through. So just keep that in mind. You guys are getting the full blunt of the Arctic blast. Now, this is the temperatures in Fahrenheit. This is the actual air temperatures. This is not the wind chill. I'm going to turn it on. I want to say a few things right quick, so I'm just going to let this pull through. You'll see how the warmth will begin to come up, okay? So far, now, 3 or 4 have died. 3 that I know of from this cold. One man died in this extreme cold. He was 55 years old. He was found in his garage after shoveling snow in Milwaukee. He was 55. He went out. I hope he dressed accordingly. I have no idea. Another man in Rochester, Minnesota was found dead outside because he didn't have a key to get in the house. And in Illinois, there was another that was killed in a roadway crash involving a plow truck and the pedestrian, which was him. Folks, 230 million people are impacted by this cold. But hang in there. As you can see, it's going to warm up. Hang in there. Late Friday, Saturday, and Sunday should be a really big warm up for most of you, all the way up into Minnesota, everywhere around. It should warm up before this next big Arctic cold air comes rushing down. Yes, it's going to be cold when the next cold burst comes through, but it should not be quite as bad as this one. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You're going to get to thaw up and warm out. And I have no idea how this cold impacts you guys after it does warm up, if your pipes burst or what happens, because I'm not used to that kind of weather. But we're going to have a live show. I want to have a live show this evening around 4 p.m. Around 4 p.m. this afternoon. I encourage all of you that can, please join me. Any of you living in these areas, you know what it's like with the cold. You'll have lots of tips for everyone to stay warm, lots of tips what to do after this warm up comes. So everybody, please join us this afternoon around 4 p.m. for the live show. Now, before we go any further, let's check out the NDFD map. This is a pretty good map to go by when you want to know about the snow. And you can also see the coals dip down. It's all the way down into Oklahoma this morning and parts of Arkansas, Tennessee. It's cold over here at my house too, okay? It's cold, but you can tell where the really, really cold is, and that's big high coming from the Arctic that's making all the other states up north so very cold. So this is around the 12Z run. Today we'll go over here to the 18Z run. Midnight, Thursday morning, we got light snow going on. The heaviest snow is up north, of course, in parts of Michigan and around the Great Lakes. We got snow over in Massachusetts, part of Connecticut, Rhode Island, also Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. But that's lighter snow at this time for tomorrow, or tonight rather, around midnight. Now, early tomorrow morning around 6 a.m., you can see how everything is progressing over to the east. A little bit of that heavier snow down in the southern part of Minnesota. We got rain coming up from the Gulf into Texas and going off the coast of Florida. By midnight Friday night, here comes another system where the snow gets heavier in Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and by lunchtime Friday, this is what it's looking like. So this is the NDFD map. I wanted to show this to you guys so everyone would be aware of what's headed your way. Now for a quick look at the short range forecast, and when I say short range, that is today through Friday. Today through Friday is what I'm talking about. And this map, of course, the GFS, is courtesy of Tropical Tidbits, so let's turn her on and let her roll. Now, the dangerous wind chill values as low as 25 to 55 degrees below zero are expected over portions of the upper Midwest and to the Ohio Valley. Dangerous wind chills with values as low as 25 to 55 degrees below zero are expected over portions of the upper Midwest and the Ohio Valley. Very heavy lake effect snow, well, it's going to occur downwind of the Great Lakes. What's causing all this? A deep upper level low over the upper Great Lakes. It's going to slowly move northeastward to southeastern Canada by Friday. Now, upper level energy associated with this upper level low and cold air flowing over the Great Lakes will aid in developing this lake effect snow. And it's going to be heavy at times, downwind from the Great Lakes through Friday. Now, a front moving off the northeast coast will aid in producing snow over parts of New England, ending this afternoon. Then we got a second front over the central Appalachians, southwestward to the lower Mississippi Valley and southern plains. It will likewise move off the east coast by this evening. Now, the boundary will aid in producing snow over parts of the lower Great Lakes, central Appalachians, into parts of the Ohio Valley. That will move eastward into parts of the northeast, northern mid-Atlantic by tonight, moving off the coast overnight tonight. Meanwhile, we got a weak upper level energy over the southern Rockies. It's going to move eastward along the Gulf Coast through tomorrow night. And moisture from the western Gulf of Mexico should then flow northward over the southern plains into parts of the Ohio Valley by Friday. Now, the energy and moisture will aid in producing rain over parts of the western Gulf Coast by tonight through Friday morning. And in addition to all of that, we have an area of upper level energy over the northern plains, which is rotating around the deep upper level low across the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic by tomorrow night. Now, the upper level energy is going to aid in producing light snow over parts of the northern plains tomorrow morning, moving southeastward into the Ohio Valley by Friday morning. Elsewhere across the U.S., upper level energy will move onshore over California by tomorrow afternoon, moving into parts of the southwest by Friday. And that energy is going to aid in producing rain over parts of central southern California by tomorrow, moving into parts of the southwest by Friday. Right quickly, I want to go through the NAM 12 km near surface reflectivity map right quick. Of course, this is from Tropical Tidbits, so you can see the majority of the precipitation as it's moving through. You can see the timestamp. The darker it is, the heavier the snow bands are. The lighter, of course, is not that bad at all. Not what most are used to. So we're clicking on through. Really quickly, I want you to see how these snow bands and rain bands are moving through in case you are traveling. You need to be aware of this. This is for the next 3 days. We'll move it on through right quickly here. We see some of that snow start to come down into Illinois, Indiana, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, right on over to the coastline in southern New Jersey. I don't think it's going to be that heavy, but it is a possibility of you getting some. We'll have to wait and see if it materializes, because this is like Saturday, and when the snow comes up, this is on Friday, the warmth is going to start to come from the Gulf at this time. So right now it's so cold. It's looking like it could be snow for southern New Jersey, but then again, it could go ahead and warm up a little bit faster, and if that happens, it will all turn to rain. And we're going to end it up right now this afternoon, or rather this morning. This is the latest current map of the watches and warnings. I'm not even going to go into the brutal temps. We all know what they are in the gray areas. All of the gray areas, you're under a wind chill warning. Wind chill warning. Up here, Michigan, you're under the wind chill warning, plus you got a chance of snow coming in your way in southern and northern Michigan today. Be aware of that. A little bit of snow over in western New York, the Buffalo area, and also snow up in the northern sections and southern sections of Maine and New Hampshire. So keep that in mind. Now, when you see the darker blue, this is winter weather advisories. It's no watch or warning, but it's going to get mighty cold for you folks. You guys have a chance of some snow probably. I'll say high end 4. I'll say a realistic looking way right now, 1 to 3. Not a big snow out. Now where it's lighter blue, these are wind chill advisories. Wind chill advisories. And Florida, yes, and western North Carolina, you got a chance of some of the snow coming your way. Once again, not a big snow out, but places like Asheville, these are these wind chill advisories. Mighty, mighty cold up in the foothills and mountains of western North Carolina. Also, they slip all the way down in a few counties of Georgia in the northern section, so you guys be aware. And for everybody in southern Georgia and Florida, northeast Florida right here, you are still under frost warnings through Friday. So keep that in mind. At night it's going to get chilly and you're going to have some frost here and there. So with that all said and done, I hope to see you this afternoon around 4 p.m. We will have a live show. Everybody, please stay as warm as you can in these treacherous, cold areas. If you choose to do so and would like to do so, please subscribe, comment, like, and share this information with all your friends and loved ones to make sure they know what's going on if they're in the path of any of this weather. Peace, love, and kindness to all. I love you so much. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day. Thank you for watching.